Have you ever watched someone perform under pressure and wondered, what's their secret? Like, what separates the person who crumbles in the final moment from the one who thrives when everything's on the line? Well, here's something wild that just happened. An NFL player was caught reading a book during a playoff game, not checking his phone, not staring into space, literally reading a book on the sidelines. That book? Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy. And get this, within 24 hours, it shot from complete obscurity to the #1 bestseller on Amazon. We're talking about a book that was ranked somewhere in the thousands, suddenly becoming the most purchased book in America. Why? Because people saw something in that moment that made them think, I need whatever he's got. Welcome to Mindset Miracle, where we crack the code on books that don't just sit on your shelf, but actually rewire your brain for success, wealth, and unstoppable confidence. If you're done with surface-level motivation and ready for the real strategies that separate winners from wishers, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit subscribe because we're about to dive deep into why this book is creating such a frenzy. So who is Jim Murphy? He's not your typical self-help guru. He's a mental skills coach who's worked with professional athletes, business leaders, and anyone who needs to perform when the stakes are high. This is his first rodeo either. He's been quietly transforming people's inner game for decades. Now, who is this book for? It's for anyone who's tired of their own mental sabotage. And who isn't it for? Well, if you're looking for participation trophies and feel-good fluff, you might want to skip this one. This book is brutally honest about what it takes to achieve what Murphy calls inner excellence. Here's the thing. This isn't just another mindset book. Murphy built his entire system on 3 ancient principles: love, wisdom, and courage. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. This is where most people get it twisted. These aren't just nice words on a motivational poster. These are operational principles backed by decades of research in sports psychology and neuroscience. Studies show that athletes who master their inner game perform 40% better under pressure than those who rely purely on physical skill. The book tackles a fundamental problem that plagues 95% of people. We're fighting the wrong battles. We're trying to change our circumstances when we should be changing our inner game. Let me tell you about 2 people I know, Sarah and Mike. Both started their careers around the same time, same company, similar backgrounds. Sarah discovered what Murphy calls identity-based performance. Instead of just trying to hit sales targets, she started asking herself, what would someone who is successful do in this situation? She began operating from the identity of someone who had already achieved what she wanted. Mike, he stayed stuck in the old pattern. He'd wake up every day fighting to prove himself, constantly battling self-doubt, measuring his worth by his latest results. When he had a bad week, he'd spiral. When he had a good week, he'd worry about losing it. Fast forward 2 years. Sarah got 3 promotions and now runs her own division. Mike, still in the same position, still fighting the same mental battles. The difference wasn't talent or luck. It was that Sarah learned to operate from her future self, while Mike was trapped by his past self. Murphy explains this perfectly. Your identity is your destiny. When you change how you see yourself, you change how you perform. It's not about fake it till you make it. It's about aligning your actions with who you're becoming, not who you've been. Here's where it gets fascinating. Murphy introduces what I call the pressure paradox. Think of pressure like water in a hose. Most people think pressure is the enemy. They try to avoid it, reduce it, escape it. But here's the paradox. Pressure is actually what creates the flow. Without pressure, there's no power. Let me give you a quiz. When do you perform your best? A, when everything is easy and comfortable, or B, when you're slightly outside your comfort zone with something meaningful on the line? If you're honest, it's B, right? That's because pressure doesn't break you. It reveals you. Murphy uses this incredible metaphor. Pressure is like a diamond press. It either creates a precious gem or exposes the flaws in the raw material. The question isn't whether you'll face pressure. It's whether you'll use it as fuel or let it become friction. The book teaches you to reframe pressure entirely. Instead of, I hope I don't mess up, you learn to think, I get to show what I'm capable of. It's the difference between being a victim of your circumstances and being the author of your story. Now here's the practical gold. Murphy breaks down what he calls the excellence equation. It's not some complex formula. It's beautifully simple. Excellence equals love plus wisdom plus courage. Applied consistently over time. Love means loving the process, not just the outcome. Love means caring deeply about your craft, your growth, your contribution. Wisdom is understanding what actually matters and what's just noise. And courage? That's doing what you know is right even when it's hard, even when no one's watching. Here's how you apply this starting today. Before any important task, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. How can I approach this with love? Not just going through the motions, but genuinely caring about doing it well. 2. What's the wise move here? Not the easy move, not the popular move, but the move that serves your long-term excellence. 3. What would courage look like in this situation? What would someone who's already where you want to be do right now? This isn't theory. This is a practical system you can use in your next meeting, your next workout, your next difficult conversation. Be honest. You've been in that situation where you knew what you should do, but you did what felt easier instead, haven't you? We all have. Here's where inner excellence becomes your daily operating system. Let's say you're stuck in a dead-end job. Most people approach this with fear and frustration. But someone operating from inner excellence asks different questions. They ask, how can I bring excellence to this role while I'm here? They ask, what skills can I develop that will serve my future self? They ask, how can I use this situation to build my courage muscle? It's like losing your keys and then methodically retracing your steps instead of just panicking and searching randomly. The keys were always there. You just needed the right approach to find them. Inner excellence gives you that approach for every area of your life. Here's a quote that perfectly captures Murphy's message. Michael Jordan once said, I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Most people read that and think it's about resilience, but Murphy reveals a deeper truth. It's about identity. Jordan didn't fail and then become great. He failed as someone who was becoming great. There's a massive difference. When you're operating from inner excellence, failure isn't a judgment on your worth. It's data for your growth. The hidden trap that most people fall into is thinking this book is about positive thinking. It's not. It's about clear thinking. It's about seeing reality accurately and responding powerfully. The trap is believing that inner excellence means you'll never struggle. Wrong. It means you'll struggle with purpose, with wisdom, with the unshakable knowledge that you're exactly where you need to be to become who you're meant to be. Here's your bonus value. 5 micro habits that'll start shifting your inner game immediately. First, the 2-minute morning declaration. Every morning, spend 2 minutes declaring who you're becoming, not just what you want to achieve. Second, the pressure reframe. When you feel pressure, say, I get to, instead of I have to. Third, the excellence audit. Before bed, ask yourself, did I bring love, wisdom, and courage today? Fourth, the identity question. In tough moments, ask, what would someone who already has what I want do right now? Fifth, the future self-check-in. Weekly, spend 10 minutes writing advice to yourself from your future self who's already achieved your goals. These aren't just habits. They're identity shifts disguised as simple actions. This book isn't just changing individual lives. It's creating a movement. That NFL player reading on the sidelines, he wasn't just passing time. He was doing what champions do, constantly feeding his inner game. And now, thousands of people are discovering that their inner game is a real game changer. As Murphy says, excellence is not a destination. It's a way of traveling. The journey to becoming who you're meant to be starts with how you think, how you prepare, and how you show up when no one's watching. Your inner game is your real game. Your mindset is your real advantage. And your commitment to excellence is your real competitive edge. The transformation you're looking for isn't in your circumstances. It's in your inner excellence. If this deep dive sparks something in you, smash that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. Drop a comment and let me know your biggest takeaway, and tell me what book you want us to dive into next. Remember, at Mindset Miracle, we don't just read books. We transform lives, one insight at a time. Now go out there and let your inner excellence become your outer reality. The world is waiting for what only you can bring.